Hello students, welcome to the fifth lecture of the online chemistry classes. In the last class we started with the definition of the rate constant. We said rate constant is equal to the rate of chemical reaction when molar concentration of each reactant is unity. So then we learn about the different properties of the rate constant, because it is very important link between rate of reaction and the molar concentration of the reactant. We have seen some important properties of the rate constant, namely first one, we said that rate constant of a reaction is a measure of rate of reaction. What we mean by measure of rate of reaction? If we have higher value of rate constant, it implies that rate of reaction is higher, that reaction would have been taken place faster. And if we have lower value of the rate constant, it means that rate of reaction is slower one. The next property, we said that the value of rate constant depends on the nature of reactant. Every reaction has its particular rate constant value, which is constant at a given temperature. So different reaction, they proceeds through different rate constant. Next property, we said that the value of rate constant depends on temperature. If we increase temperature, rate constant will increase. Of course, we have to learn it in the last part of this chemical kinetics, the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. Rate constant value is independent of concentration of reactant. Why we said so? Because we have defined rate constant as rate of reaction when molar concentrations are unity. So if we increase the concentration or decrease the concentration, it may affect on the rate of reaction, it may increase or decrease accordingly. But rate constant is constant if temperature is, we are keeping constant. Next property, we said that unit of rate constant, that depends on the order of reaction. Next property, we said that during the course of reaction, rate of reaction go on decreasing because concentration of reactant go on decreasing, but value of rate constant remains constant. And this rate constant is calculated from the rate law, also called as rate equation or the rate expression. Next part we have completed what we mean by rate law or rate expression or rate equation. We said that it is nothing but it is experimentally determined, we already said it. It is the relation between actual relation, experimental database relation between rate of reaction and the molar concentration of the each reactant into the rate equation. It cannot be determined theoretically by just looking into the balanced chemical equation. We just cannot pick up the stoichiometric coefficient and put them as the powers of concentration of reactant. We do not do that. It will be theoretical. It is like law of mass action. We are not dealing here with law of mass action. We are now moving to the rate law, which is experimentally determined. And then we see how it is to be determined. It is very important. I have explained by taking 2-3 examples into it. Some 2 hypothetical examples we have taken. Then I have explained the example of that bus ticket trip collection. You recall that example because it is important to understand this concept to go ahead and solving various questions. So in last class we settled that how to determine the rate law or rate law expression or rate equation. And then also we have started very important concept, namely order of reaction. I already defined in the last class. We said that it is the sum of powers of exponents, powers means exponents, raised to sum of powers of concentration of reactant in rate law equation. So we have taken one hypothetical reaction, A moles of A, B moles of B gives product. And we said that for that rate law equation R equals to rate constant K, A raised to X and B raised to Y. This A and X are different, they may be same, they may be different. We have to carry out experiment and then confirm. Yesterday we have done that. Then we can say that order of reaction with respect to A is equal to X, and we can say order of reaction with respect to B is equal to Y, because X is the exponent of A, molar concentration of A, and Y is the exponent of molar concentration of B. Then we can say overall order of reaction equals to X plus Y. So what is the order of reaction? It is the sum of, sum means addition of powers of, these are the powers of concentration of reactant in rate law equation. If we do not have the rate law equation of particular reaction, we cannot write the order. So in the question, if you read that, they would, if they are asking the order, we should look into the question where rate law is given. They will definitely give that. If it is not given, we have to assume that the stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant, they are nothing but the exponents of the reactant concentration. If this X and Y is not given, we can assume it as that if this question is given, we can say that A raised to A and B raised to B. In question, numerical question, I am saying that. It means the A value is equal to X and B value can be equal to Y in some reaction. We will see into mechanism. This is possible. This may be equal or this may not be equal. But what is most important, if you want to know the order of reaction, the most important is the rate law equation. So this question has been asked many times in the examination, in MCQs also, that how will you define the order of reaction? They will give option also, which definition of order of reaction is correct or not. We have seen some properties also of it. First property, we say that it is experimentally determined, because rate law is experimentally determined. Then we say that it can be 0, because in last case we said that exponent can be 0. It means that rate of reaction does not depend on concentration of that particular reactant, because A raised to 0 means it will be 1. If it is only one reactant, it means that rate of reaction equal to rate constant. It can be positive. In some cases it can be negative also. We will see this example afterwards. And it can be fractional also. So these are the various values associated with the order of reaction. It can be 0, it can be positive, it can be negative, it can be fractional, because whatever result is before us, that gives us the idea about the order of reaction. Now we will go to the property of rate constant again, because if we crack this equation, if we understand this equation, we have better understanding about the rate of reaction, because this rate of reaction is equal to rate constant, molar concentration, order, molar concentration, order. So we know now what is the order, what is the molar concentration, what is the rate of reaction, and what is the rate constant. That's what we are learning in the chemical kinetics. But one of the property of rate constant, if you recall, which I explained in last class and today also I revised it, that unit of rate constant depends on the order of reaction. So now we understood order of reaction, and we try to understand the unit of the rate constant, how that unit of rate constant can be calculated. So we can say that unit of rate constant So if we consider this rate law equation, R equals to K, this is the molar concentration of reactant, and this is raised to N. Now we know what we mean by this N. N equals to order of reaction. Now we want to calculate the units, so we'll just substitute the units of all these terms apart from this rate constant K, and we'll see because this rate of reaction. So we have this unit mole per liter, and we say it is per time. So this is mole per liter. It is the change in molar concentration of reactant or product divided by time. This is K, and this is mole per liter because this is the molar concentration of the reactant raised to N. So we can say unit of K is equal to, we'll just rearrange this to other side. We have mole per liter raised to 1 because this is nothing but raised to 1 divided by, if we transfer this mole per liter here, raised to N multiplied by 1 by time. This is just time we have shifted, we have just splitted that term, and we have make space for this mole per liter raised to N. So you can say it is mole per liter raised to 1 minus N, because this mole per liter raised to N is divided to the mole per liter raised to 1, and this is time inverse of it. It may be per second, per minute or per hour. So this is the unit of K. So we can say that the unit of rate constant depends on the order of reaction. Remember, unit of rate of reaction does not depend on the order, because it appears to be the other side of the equation, which is mole per liter per time, that is fixed. But unit of rate constant, if they ask what is the unit of rate constant, the first question we should ask, of which order reaction? Because if we do not know order of reaction, we cannot answer this question. What is the unit of rate constant of a reaction? Now we'll consider this reaction in gaseous phase. The rate of reaction, say atmosphere per time, is the unit of rate of reaction, and this is the rate constant, and the molar concentrations are to be replaced by atmospheric pressure raised to N. Again the same thing we can do, that unit of rate constant K equals to this ATM raised to 1, this ATM raised to N is to be divided by, transferring to another side, divided by 1 by time. So you can write this as ATM raised to 1 minus N. N is the order of reaction and it is per time. So this is the order of unit of rate constant, which depends on the order of reaction. So these units of rate constant are also important, because in the question they will give the value of rate constant and they will give some value and write the unit. So just by looking into unit, we have to understand what is the exactly the order of that particular reaction. We'll take practice of that, but initially you should understand how these units have been arrived. Now we'll make one table here, and in that table we'll substitute the things so that we can understand this formula in a better way. We can say that this is the first is the order, and this is the rate law, and this is the unit of rate constant in terms of, we'll make two columns of it. One is the molar concentration, and then in terms of atmospheric pressure. And we'll take SI unit of time, which is second now. We can take any, but now in this question we are taking it second. So order is, it be 0. Rate law is K molar rate constant, molar concentration of reactant raised to 0. If we substitute here as the 0 here, so it is 1 minus 0. Of course we can add here one more step here. We can split this so that it will be better to understand this. Mole raised to 1 minus n and L raised to this minus 1 multiplied by 1 minus n. So this is minus 1 multiplied by 1 minus n equals to minus 1. This minus minus become plus, and that will be n minus 1. So it will be liter raised to n minus 1, and it will be per time. So we can split this so that we can understand this in better way. No need to split there because there is no 2 units there, but here 2 units are there, so I have separated it. Mole raised to 1 into 1 minus n is mole raised to 1 minus n, but liter raised to minus 1 into 1 minus n is liter raised to n minus 1. So if we substitute the 0 here, because value of order of reaction is 0 here, so 1 minus 0 is 1, so we can say it is mole. Liter 1 minus 0 is minus 1, so mole per liter, and it is say per second. We have just selected unit of time per second for uniformity, and this will be atm. Then atmospheric pressure, 1 minus 0 is of course 1, so it is atm atmospheric pressure, and it is per second. So this is the unit of rate constant. These are the unit of rate constant when order of reaction is 1. If we observe one important thing here, the unit of rate constant in terms of molar concentration when order is 0 is mole per liter per second, which happens to be the unit of rate of reaction. So we can say 0 order is the only order of reaction which has same units of rate of reaction, which is mole per liter per second, and same unit of rate constant which happens to be mole per liter per second. Because question has been asked, in which order of reaction unit of rate of reaction and unit of rate constants are equal? Our answer is that order must be the 0 order, because then only this is possible. If it is 1, then R rate equals to rate constant molar concentration of reactant raised to 1, and then we can write here as mole, and this is 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, we can say this liter, and this is 1 minus 1 is again equal to 0 per second. This is equal to 1. Anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. Anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. So it is just equals to per second. So again we can say that unit of rate constant of first order reaction depends only on the time, because this mole raised to 0 and liter raised to 0 will not trouble in calculation of that unit of rate constant. The similar thing here, the atmospheric pressure, and this is 1 minus 1, so it is raised to 0, and this is per second, so it is equal to only atm, like this. And then if you substitute this for the second order reaction, I'll just write here. So we can write this as second order reaction, then this rate equals to K R raised to 2 times, then this is mole, and this is 1 minus n. 1 n is order is 2 here, so it will be mole raised to minus 1, liter raised to n minus 1. 1 minus n minus 1 means 2 minus 1 equals to 1, and it is per second. Similarly, this atmospheric pressure, and that is the 1 minus n, which is 1 minus 2, so it is per atm, and it is per second. Similarly, you can, I will ask this to extend yourself. You can write this for third order reaction. Substitute the value of this order is nothing but n value. You can just complete this. 1.5 also you can complete, because it can be fractional also, and this 0.5 also you can complete, because that also you have to just substitute that mole raised to 1 minus n, liter raised to n minus 1, and per second. So this particular table you can take it as homework, and you can just go on making these entries. I hope that you understood what entries I have made here, because based on that you have to enter this. But I think you understood this general unit. I will write here. It is mole raised to, it will be 1 minus n, liter raised to n minus 1, and it is per second, and this is atmospheric pressure 1 minus n and per second, wherein is the order of reaction. If you do not recall this table when it is needed, very simple, write rate at one site equal to rate constant, write the molar concentration of reactant, make its powers equal to whatever order is given, and just rearrange it. You can do it mathematically. There is no need to remember this all units, but I have just told you to practice this, because if you practice this you can recall it in the short period of time, as we know that time is very crucial in the entrance examination when you solve the MCQs. Now, depending on what part we have learned, we need to solve some questions. So these questions are based on the rate constant unit. They are also based on order of reaction, and they are also based on the rate law determination. So many simple questions are given in our NCERT textbook, which are solved questions. Those questions which are solved, I will not solve it once again because they are very simple. If you have any doubt, I already told you, you can call me at any time. So, but apart from that, some other question we have to take it as extra questions. They are also equally important. So I write this question number 1 here now, which is, one reaction is given, A plus B plus C gives product. This reaction is given, and the rate law is, for this reaction rate law is given, which is R equals to, rate equals to rate constant A raised to 2 and this B raised to 3 by 2 and this C raised to, right here, minus 1 by 2, and they ask what will be order of overall reaction. This very simple question. We can easily say that the order of reaction is equal to, if rate law is given, we have to just add these exponents, powers of this molar concentration term, which is 2 here, plus 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. Power is given here. We can just rearrange this like this. Very simple mathematics. This is 1 by 2. You can take the LCM as 4, and then you can write here as 4 plus 3, and then it is minus 1 equals to, it is 7 minus 1, which is 6 by 2, and that equals to 3. We can just add this also. 2 plus 3 by 2 is 1.5, so 2 plus 1.5 is 3.5, and we have to subtract 0.5 from it, so answer is 3. So it is very simple. We have to just look into the rate law equation, look into the exponents of concentration of reactant, add them correctly, and you will get the order of reaction. So I will not give many examples of it. 2 examples already given in textbook, and this you can consider as third example. We have to just make addition of this, so there is nothing difficult into it. You have to copy and then we go to the next question. So I will write here now the next question. The next question is, identify the order of reaction. Identify the order of reaction. Identify the order of reaction from each of the following expression. So some expressions are given here. Expressions are nothing but equation. In chemistry, expression is nothing but the equation, we can say. The first one is the rate constant equals to 5.6 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 4, and that is mole per cubic decimeter, and it is per second. This value they are given, but of course we need not to look into this value, because this value will not tell us what is the order of reaction. What is important for us is this unit. Mole per cubic decimeter is nothing but mole, cubic decimeter is liter per second. We can take this as a same way. So we know the general unit of rate constant, which we already have calculated. Mole raised to 1 minus n, liter raised to n minus 1, and per second. So this is the general unit when order of reaction is n, and this is the unit they have provided us. So you can say, by comparing power of exponent of mole, we can compare the power of liter also. Now which power we are comparing? Here mole raised to nothing is written means 1, and here mole raised to 1 minus n. This we are comparing so that we can get the value of n here. So you can say 1 minus n, which is the standard power of mole, is equal to 1. So this n equals to 1 minus 1. So that's why order is equal to 0. Then we can write the second question. I hope you understand this question, but not at all difficult. This is K equals to 4.5. These numbers are irrelevant for us in this question. Cubic decimeter, mole raised to negative 1, and per second. So again we can say, by comparing exponent or powers of mole, 1 minus n equals to minus 1 here, they have given minus 1 here. So this n equals to 1 plus 1, and that equals to, so order of reaction is 2 here. So this is the two question, just for understanding of concept I have given, not at all difficult. You just look into that unit of rate constant, compare that unit with the standard unit of rate constant, compare the powers of this mole, and you can easily calculate the order of particular reaction. Now the next question, we have to write third question. If it is fast, of course you can pause this video and then complete your question if you are thinking that I am going fast. So this is the third question. State the order of reaction. State order of reaction with respect to each reactant. With respect to each reactant overall order of reaction, we have to state overall order of reaction and unit of rate constant and unit of rate constant in each reaction. So we can take the first example right here, so that we can take many example. The first one is 2 moles of nitric oxide combines with this bromine and we get 2 moles of this particular compound. The rate law is rate equals to K, molar concentration of nitric oxide square and this bromine. We can say order with respect to nitric oxide is 2 because the exponent of this nitric oxide in the rate law equation is 2. Then we can say order with respect to bromine equals to 1, and that's why we can say overall or order of overall reaction, or we can say overall order of reaction. That doesn't matter here. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Now what is the unit of K? Unit of K is general unit we know, mole raised to 1 minus n, liter raised to n minus 1 per second. So it is mole raised to 1 minus n is 3, so we can say that 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Liter raised to 3 minus 1 is 2, and it is per second. So this is the unit of the overall unit of rate constant of the reaction. Then I will write one more example. This is acetaldehyde and it decomposes to methane and carbon monoxide, and this rate of reaction is rate constant, and this acetaldehyde raised to 3/2. So this is the question before us. We can write this as order of reaction with respect to acetaldehyde is 3/2, and as it is only one reactant, we can say that overall order of reaction is equal to 3/2, and that's why unit of rate constant is equal to mole raised to, yes, we can we have this general equation 1 minus n, and 3/2 is 1.5, so 1 minus 1.5 is minus 1.5 minus 0.5, so we can write this as negative, and it is 1/2 here because 3/2 is 1.5. 1 minus 1.5 is minus 0.5, it's nothing but minus 1/2, and this is liter raised to, yes, n minus 1, n is 3/2, which is 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5, which is equal to 1/2, and this is per second. So this is the unit of rate constant of the overall reaction. So very simple questions these are. I think you can easily solve these questions if you come across this type of question. So that's why I am taking only 2 questions, because there is nothing variety into it. But we can move to the next question now. Is the question number 4 now, which is one reaction is given, which is dinitrogen pentoxide, and it gives 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide and half mole of oxygen, is of first order. Yes, here they are given the order of reaction. We need not to calculate that. order of reaction. They have given that in the question. So what the question is about? They have given this as first order, and then they said its rate constant. Its rate constant. Its rate constant is 6.2 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6 per second. Now, see, if they have not used this word, is of first order, and if they give this value and unit, we can easily make it out. Per second means mole and liter are absent here, so it means that this must be the first order. So, if you know the unit, it will be always useful. If order is not mentioned, you can make out from the unit of rate constant what will be the order of that particular reaction. This per second, if in the beginning, means initially, if in the beginning molar concentration of dinitrogen pentoxide is 1.5 mole per liter, calculate the rate of reaction in the beginning. This is our question. So we know that we can write R equals to rate of reaction is equal to rate constant molar concentration of dinitrogen pentoxide raised to 1. This we can write it because they already said that it is of first order. And they ask us to calculate the rate constant. Calculate the rate constant. Then rate constant is given, right? They ask us to calculate the rate of reaction. So we'll just substitute this rate constant value here. 6.2 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6, and molar concentration of the reactant is 1.5. So we can write this as 15 2s are 30, so 3 remains, 15 6s are 90, so it is 93, and we can put decimal point here, so it can be 10 raised to minus 6. Now unit of this K is only per second, and unit of this molar concentration is mole per liter, so we can write this as mole per liter per second. So this is the rate of reaction. So this is a question where we have to calculate rate if rate constant is given and concentration of reactant is given. Again, one simple type of question. Now we'll go to the next question. Now this type of questions are particularly important in the MCQs. Again, if you think that you are not writing this, you can just pause this and you can write once again, but I have to go ahead. Now question number 5. So in the question number 5, we can say that X gives Y follows second order reaction if concentration of X increased to 3 times, how will it affect? How will it affect? How it gets? How it will influence, affect the rate of formation of Y. This is the question before us. Now understand this question very clearly, because so many this type of questions you will see in our CET material also in MCQs. So we can write this as rate equals to, we can write rate constant K and this X, and we can write raised to 2 because this is second order reaction. So we can write this rate of reaction is equal to rate constant into molar concentration of reactant X raised to 2. We can write like this. We'll consider this as rate 1, initial rate. Concentration of X is increased to 3 times, means the rate will change now because we have increased concentration of reactant X 3 times. We can write is equal to rate constant as it is because rate constant won't change. It will change only when temperature is being changed, and there is no mention of temperature change in the given question. So it is 3 times, so it is 3x square. We can write like this. So if we write this as equation 1 and equation 2, we can say that equation 2 divided by equation 1, this is the new rate, rate 2, and this is old rate, rate 1. Exactly, we want to know the relationship between them. This rate constant 3 raised to 2, we can split this, and x raised to 2 divided by the rate constant, here this term I am writing, x raised to 2. So this 2 equation just we divide it. We can cancel this k because they are constant of course, and x raised to 2 and x raised to 2 also we can cancel. So we can say that the rate 2 by rate 1, final rate minus initial rate or new rate to the old rate, equals to 3 square, which is 9. So we can say that new rate is equal to 9 times of rate which is older one. So we can say that rate increases by 9 times. This should be our answer. Why? Because it has been, concentration has been increased by 3 times. So 3 square is 9. We can just make it out without calculation also. That will, if we have practice, we can easily make it out of it. So this is one simple question. They have changed the concentration of the reactant and they are asking how it affects the rate of particular reaction. Now we'll go ahead to the next question. We can say that a reaction is second order with respect to reactant. A reaction is second order with respect to reactants, or only one reactant is given. Reactant. How the rate affected by, how is rate of reaction affected by, how the rate of reaction is affected means changes by, affected by affected if the concentration of reactant, if concentration of reactant is double, increase 2 times, and the next one is reduced to half. Yes, now without calculation also you can answer this because I have already told you the trick to solve this type of questions. So we can write this as first one. If I solve the question of part A here, we can write this as R equals to this K. This is reactant. I will assume it as capital R, and that equals to 2 I can write because this is second order reaction, right? And this I write rate 1. I will give this equation 1, and concentration of that reactant has been doubled now. So R2 equals to K, 2 times of concentration of reactant and this is equation 2, and I can write this as equation 2 divided by equation 1, that is the new rate by old rate equals to rate constant 2 square and this molar concentration of reactant square divided by rate constant K multiplied by reactant concentration, molar reactant concentration square. We can just cancel this K and this R raised to 2 and R raised to 2, and we can say that this R2 new rate equals to 4 times of the old rate. So we can say that rate of reaction increases 4 times. This will be our answer. Of course, we can write increases. Now this is part B of this question. Again I will write rate 1 equals to rate constant K and this molar concentration of reactant raised to 2, and this new rate after reduced to half, you can write this as reactant concentration by 2 raised to 2. So this I will write as equation 1 and this as equation 2. So I can say that R equation 2 divided by equation 1, this new rate by old rate equals to K, this reactant concentration square, and this divided by 2 square I will write here, and then it is still divided by this rate 1 equation 1 is rate constant K multiplied by molar concentration of reactant R raised to 2. So we can cancel this and we can say that R2 by R1 equals to 1 by 4, and that's why R2 equals to 1 by 4 R1. It means it has been decreased because it has been reduced to half. So we can say that the rate of reaction decreases to 1 by 4 of initial rate of reaction. This should be our comment. It becomes 1/4. Rate becomes 4 times if reactant concentration are doubled, simply because the order is 2 times. It becomes 1/4 because when it is reduced to half, because again the order of reaction is 2. So it is second order reaction. Yes, one more question we will do of this type. I will write this question number 7 now. So the next one is question number 7, and that is reaction is first order in A and second order in B. Write differential equation, write differential rate equation, differential rate equation. After differentiation, differential rate equation. How is rate affected? Rate affected on, I'll just this upward arrow means increasing concentration of B 3 times, and C is how is rate affected when concentration of A and B are double, both way of made. A also increased by 2 times and B also increased by 2 times. They are already given, first order of A and second order of B. So I expected that this question you should do as homework. We will see its question answer in the next class. One more question I am giving you for homework, so that you can solve both of these questions. For the reaction, 2x gives x2. This is reaction. Rate becomes 3 times. Rate of reaction becomes 3 times when concentration of X increases 27 times. What is the order of reaction? If you understood all these concepts, then only you can solve this question easily. I hope that you will solve this, because not difficult question. This is not much difficult, the previous one, 7th one. But this you need to rearrange equation and think over it, but you will do it. Right. Both of these answers we'll see in the next class. So thank you for watching this video. You should make maximum benefits of these videos, and this can be done only by practicing whatever part I have taken into this. And if you have any doubt, again I am saying that you have to call me and you have to clarify your doubts. Thank you for watching.